Hello and welcome. We're going to continue our discussion with That Darn Cat today, the 1997 version of course, because knowing Disney they have to remake everything. That Darn Cat was released in 1997, and it does star Christina Ricci, who, my question is, was she typecasted as every single goth girl in the 90s? But she was Wednesday Addams, she was in Casper, which is also all about ghosts, and she plays this goth girl in this, but she's not really goth, she just wears black. But because this town is so small, and it seems like they were trapped in the 60s, she's a goth girl.
Come to walk me home? Huh? DC, I told you to leave the mother at home. Christmas. Honey, why do you always wear black? Because it matches my soul. Well, it doesn't do much for your eye color.
It also stars Doug E. Doug, who, and he's not really that relevant today. He was in Cool Runnings. I just wanted to mention him because Doug E. Doug as a name is an interesting one. We have the same plot as the last one. This cat ends up roaming around the streets, but at 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. They change that time to make a huge difference. It's a different film after all.
So every night at 8 the cat goes out. Yep. Well then, I'll be over at 7.
And he ends up finding the watch, but the woman that was kidnapped was a maid of a rich family, but they were bankrupt. And she tries to carve help, but she couldn't finish it. Patty is Christina's character's name, same as the last one, they're both Patty, keep the same character name. Finds this watch with the cat and again tries to go to the FBI. The difference is, whereas in the first film, they take it a lot more seriously. Their whole running joke on this film is they're not going to trust this kid who's 16. She's not really a kid anymore. In certain countries, 16 is the age of consent as an adult. So that bothered me because if you were a kid, I would say you were 11 years old. They have her as a 16-year-old. She's not necessarily a kid. But because she's a kid, according to them, they don't take her seriously and they throw the weak guy on the case, which is Doug E. Doug's character. His name is Zeke in this movie. So Zeke and her end up working together. She's trying to be the serious one. He's really reluctant to work with her. And they get into a lot of trouble and chaos because it's the 90s and we had to make things hardcore. We do get a lot more of the characters, the neighborhood characters, which makes things interesting because it is more of a mystery within a town situation, and you have to keep watching to see who actually kidnapped this woman. And that's what they find out. At the end, they do find the kidnapping, but it just becomes the most ridiculous chase scene ever. It's too long, it's too ridiculous, it was too stupid. First 2/3 of the film were very enjoyable, but once we get to the last climax, I was so done. I couldn't watch it. I was yelling at the TV with the stupidity of it, and that entire ending ruined the entire film to me. But it was 97, and the X Games were in, and everything was extreme, so we had to make it rad. Like, even the theme song is rad, and the trailer is rad.
The FBI's investigation was going smoothly until that darn cat got on their case.
You make me look stupid.
turning the crime of the century into the adventure of 9 lifetimes. Disney's That Darn Cat.
Sorry, just coughed up a hairball.
Rated PG.
It just screams extreme. Come see this film. It doesn't make sense. It was an interesting idea, and they executed it so poorly and made a complete ridiculous crap out of it. The original is more slower paced. This one is a lot more faster paced, and it does have a lot of good moments, especially in the first 2/3 of the film. But after that, it just goes to hell. So go watch it, but like after you find out who the kidnapping is, you can turn it off. That's what I would say. And every single character is very strange. Like, they start out here on the weird list level, so like if this is the bottom, they're already here. They're already halfway weird, especially the mom. The mom is like stuck in the 60s housewife. I guess it was intentional because it was had been an homage to the old film in the 60s, but I'm not sure. The mom annoyed me so much. She needed to get more modern with the times.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna have to tool shed to get a screwdriver. Honey, please don't cry. It's just a screwdriver.
Oh, it's not the screwdriver, Peter, and you know it. Nick, you told me about that Aunt Jemima thing.
It was Halloween. I was 13 years
You
old.
told me how they called you Tubby in school.
Just until 6th grade. I wish you hadn't brought that up.
Peter, you are keeping something from me.
Does that make me sound old, like an old person? I don't know. But by the end of the film, they all went from here to like here. They're too ridiculous. So it made me very angry overall. I am so glad that we're done with this film. No more discussion about it. We're continuing on. We're going back to the 60s tomorrow to talk about The Ugly Dachshund. So stay tuned, and as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.